Now, before I get started, I want to make this very clear about the ground rules you're about to be experiencing. I'm going to tell you what happened in the show. Generally, all the good stuff and all the stuff that happened. And then after that, I'm going to beat the shit out of a Impact Wrestling. Now, what does that mean for people who watch this? You're going to say, some of you, why do you watch Impact? And I'll explain why I still watch Impact. Many are going to say, I'm an idiot. And I'm going to explain to you, shut the fuck up and understand my point of view. And many others are going to say, dude, you got it right. And I'm going to say, thank you very much. Can I have another? That is what's generally going to happen. Generally, not in that order. This show has a lot in it that many people don't understand 100% and either don't understand it or literally do not want to understand it. So let's get through all this. Opening, we got the ROH match of, let me give it to you when it came to Deonna Purrazzo versus Willow Nightingale. You would wonder, are they really going to drop the title there? And you would probably say, they wouldn't do that. They would not drop it to Nightingale here. Not at this show. Not unless it's going to be a pay-per-view that could really benefit AEW's ROH or Impact Wrestling like Rebellion. So I'm not surprised that Deonna Purrazzo retained here. Now, was it a good match? Yes, it was. Let's make it clear that Nightingale is not one of the greatest wrestlers. She's still very young in the business. So her performance was adequate to good. And I would say you could watch it and not have 100% problem with it. And it wasn't a bad opening for the Champ Challenge. I'm just saying. Next match, Jonathan Gresham versus Rocky Romero. No title on the line. Eddie has that in Rebellion, so there's no way they're going to put the title there. But it was a good showing for both of them who normally don't show each other. Well, you've never seen Rocky and Jonathan on Impact Wrestling facing each other before. They've done it everywhere else except here. So, was it a good match? Yes. You actually had at one point a Rocky all bloody, like a line across his chest. He was bloody because of the snacks that got in the chest. If you had seen AEW and the Suzuki and Joe match where it was just a chop fest, that's similar, but in extremely condensed form. In the end, Jonathan Gresham and Rocky Romero, a reason I botch is that you can see Rocky wants that title. You can see and wonder, will they show it on Impact TV? I can't answer that, but it is something that's being teased, and maybe you'll be interested or not. I don't know. You guys tell me below if you want to see that in Impact TV. Let's move on. Maclin versus Alex Shelley with a Chris Sabin at ringside. Now, this is where a little bit interesting because you did see a little bit of Chris Sabin's interference. Not 100% direct like he was a heel because Maclin is the heel. But you could see that there was some interaction due to the fact of the beat up that Chris Sabin got the last time they actually, not had the match, but you know what I'm talking about. When Sabin got attacked because he was still facing Joe White. He won his match against Joe White. You got... This was about setting up something that may become quite interesting in the end when it comes to Maclin, Jay White, and Chris Sabin at Rebellion. You wonder if this is going to be built properly. This is what you're going to see. Sorry, my allergies. It was 80 degrees today, and pretty much trees went completely insane. Ugh. But in the end, it wasn't a bad match. It wasn't great, but it wasn't bad. Now, we had several segments. The first segment that I want to talk about will be the Moose and Josh Alexander segments. They were vid packs mainly. Josh had his own vid pack. Moose had his own vid pack. Now, when it came to Josh Alexander, it fleshed out a lot more than what you normally see from Josh. Will many people agree with it? No. Will many people agree with it? Yes. Who was better between the two? Was it Josh or was it Moose? I would say they were pretty much dead even. Moose did add to it, which balanced it out, and making it very clear how important it is, the title to him is, and how he doesn't brag about it. He just proves how great he is in the ring. I believe they balanced it out. Will you agree? No. Will you disagree? Yes. Let's move on. Mickie James interview showing some scenes beforehand when it came to her husband, and the pretty much Cardona family at the Multiverse of Matches. The interview was very standard. There was no Nick Aldis, and in the end, you see Chelsea Green trying to take advantage of the situation, basically with the help of her husband, beat the crap out of a Mickie James with no Nick Aldis by her side. There's a very big issue with that because since Nick is still signed to NWA, he's not going to be doing many appearances at Impact Wrestling. Maybe at Impact Plus, maybe at Rebellion. But as it stands, regular Impact TV, you are not going to see him. It's going to be all by herself unless she gets help. I don't know who could help her, but it might eventually happen. Now, when it came to Giselle and the Madison Rayne, it was interesting. Madison Rayne, and I did not watch BTI, Madison Rayne was talking to someone on the phone. She ran into Giselle. Giselle was saying sorry about your loss, and she said, and it's Madison, I didn't lose my match. Didn't you watch? I won against Jessica because at this time, Jessie can wrestle. Casey cannot. She's injured. So she said, no, about Caleb. And she said simply, we don't need Caleb anymore. We got rid of him. He's nothing. And then she makes it very clear, yeah, sure it's nothing. I feel sorry for you. And then she touches her gently on her cheek. We'll see about that. So maybe she's going after Caleb with a K, who was destroyed that same night when he was removed from the influence by a Morrissey, who did have his own sin. Well, I know since it was generally the beginning of the show, Morrissey shows up and he makes it very clear how important the fans have been to him because he's now clean and sober, which I'm happy for him. That means a lot to me personally, coming from a home where there were alcoholics. Luckily, I was never alcoholic. And someone admitting that they have a problem, they want to straighten themselves out, and they know they're not alone, I commend them no matter who it is. I did when it came to Jon Moxley. I'm doing this for Morrissey. If you don't like it, fine. If you do, fine. That's your choice. Now, when Brian Myers came out, that was a good segment to go on top of what... I can't say it was a great segment seeing Brian Myers come out as he was being heartfelt and trying to make it more of a sympathetic babyface. But I will say, seeing Matt Cardona coming to back him up, it made sense. He had to, along with Chelsea Green, because they're all now together as all three heels on Impact Wrestling. Unlike NWA, where you see Mike Knox and VSK along with Chelsea, here is pretty much Brian Myers. It makes sense. Now, let's see what is left. I know there's I'm not going to say anything about Tasha Steele's interview. I don't think it's necessary at this point. But the match that made the most interesting sense was Jonah. Well, not the most interesting sense. I'll take that back. This is not about how I feel about it. This is about the match. Jonah versus PCO. Good match. Well done. PCO wrapping his neck with duct tape at one point to brace it because he's in pain was quite interesting. In the end, PCO lost the match. It was lost. And pretty much a couple of times he tried to come back, but he couldn't due to the fact that Jonah destroyed him. Good. Fine. I have no problem with that in the sense of explaining it to you. Overall, was this a good show? Taking away what I'm going to be talking about in a few minutes, I'm botching. I am interested in doing what I want to do at the end of this review. I'm trying to be as straight as possible. If you watch it, you'll probably enjoy all the general segments that happen. Yes, there are things that are not agreeable, and I will be explaining it in another minute. But most of the show was acceptable, including when Honor No More came out speaking along with the Bullet Club and the fight. I know I'm not being very specific. I'll be a little more specific in the other segment of this video, but pretty much this is what you get. Now, I'm done, and I'm making it very clear. I'm sure you didn't see any images because I didn't put any. I am uploading this with my intro. That's it. It's pretty much naked because about what? It's time to tear an asshole out of Impact Wrestling. Guys, was this show honestly bad? Not 100%, as I said in the previous segment. But I'm not going to lie to you. This show was shit. This is what many of you are not going to ever listen to me or understand unless you really sit down and say, okay, what is he exactly saying? When you see this show, we are in Philadelphia, the 2300 Arena. That is the birthplace of ECW, the birthplace of ROH, because Eddie Edwards made it very clear. And Mike Bennett himself said, I began my life in ROH in the 3200 Arena because that's where I debuted. Did it feel like the 2300 Arena? Think carefully. Don't say it's a 2300 yet. Shut up. Listen. Did it feel like the 2300 freaking arena? No. Why? Because production was so fucking crappy. It felt like a generic venue. And it's not supposed to feel like one. It's supposed to mean something. It's the 23 freaking arena. Anyone else that goes there makes it mean something. Even GCW with their terrible production value made the 2300 arena feel legitimate, felt special. Here, felt like shit. I believe I got a shot of it. It's in my face. They made everything so dark. You had a packed arena almost, and you were not willing to show it? We know the arena has lights that can light up anywhere, and they were willing to make it dark. And if anybody says, oh, it had the ambiance. Motherfucker, what is wrong with you? Think for a minute. Impact Wrestling has been notoriously being told by everyone else, by Just Alex, by JD, by Solomonster, by the Sleg Daddy, by Wrestling Inc., as feeling Bush League. Bush League. And if you try to justify this, kiss my ass. Kiss my ass. As someone, and if anybody says, why watch? You don't like it. Shut your fucking mouth. I love Impact. That's why I'm one of the few reviewers that really does weekly reviews properly. And not make it about them trying to get some type of money or trying to get super chats. I have no fucking money. I get nothing from Impact. I get nothing from YouTube. I am a disabled 51-year-old man who gets no money. I do this because I love it. So fuck you. This is why people don't take Impact seriously anymore. Because whoever ran production, and many people are saying Lance Storm and a couple of others are running Impact. Why did they hire him? Why are they still keeping the same stupid people? I said this before in my reviews, that there's a good chance no matter how many new people come in, either they're going to act like WWE, or the people already there don't want to fucking listen and keep it the way it is, crappy. Because when you look at the 2300 arena, it's like it's a generic venue. Why do you fucking care? The camera work is still the damn same. And yes, it's pre-recorded. But still, it was better last year when you could see the screen, like I am now. What's this? Don't tell me If anyone says I had no problems with it, shut the fuck up. Because clearly you don't understand. When you look at the multiverse of matches, who took the production value there? Who was the one that was running it? Was it Impact or was it Fight TV? If it was Fight TV, who has their show on the damn app, why are they not running it? Because when you watch Fight TV's version compared to Impact's version, compared to the actual cameramen and the ones who told the cameramen to run production, why do you fucking watch the regular shows when most of the time it's like this? And multiverse of matches, you can actually see what's going on in the damn ring, and the audio was better. The audio was better, guys. And I'm not even saying the audio for multiverse of matches were alright. The audio was better on multiverse of matches than it is on the regular Impact shows. Now, what was crappy about the stuff that was in the show? PCO and Jonah. Now, understand, Ishii is going to have a match at Rebellion, but wouldn't you like to see a Monsters Ball match at Rebellion? Or better yet, a coffin match at Rebellion, a stipulation match to make up for the cinematic that felt like it was it felt like a watered down version of what The Undertaker did with AJ Styles. Instead of them planning it out more thoroughly, they just went to some random place. It doesn't matter if it was in the back of a venue, and it looked crappy. They decided to copy it, but they were in a place that sucked. And instead of trying to make it different, they tried to make it exactly the same. And you see PCO trying to bury, and I didn't say this before, tried to bury a Jonah by just throwing asphalt on his damn chest when there was no hole in the ground. I'm sorry. Impact Wrestling's production went from here when you look at the Jeff and Matt Hardy's Ultimate Deletion, which was one of the best segments in over a decade, to this. I'm sorry. This isn't about if Impact's got the cash. This isn't about Anthem can't pour more money into Impact. This is about the people who run it that truly do not either care that much, they're making just a paycheck, or do not understand how to really do work in the current 2020 time now. People are home. People watch this. The majority of your money, and no matter what anyone says that Anthem owns Impact, Anthem does not supply all the money to Impact. It doesn't. Impact still gets most of its money because it's still a wrestling promotion. Remember, it's not a company that is a corporation. It's a wrestling promotion that gets some of its money from Anthem, and the rest is from either the venue, merchandise, pay-per-view buys. Because if they didn't need to worry about that, they wouldn't be doing pay-per-views at all. They wouldn't need to, even though it's on streaming. They wouldn't need to do it. So they do. This shows you that Impact is what JD, Just Alex, Solomonster, the wonderful OTS Central of the Sleg Daddy, Wrestling Inc., making them believe it's fucking Bush League because it was fucking Bush League. Now, let's move on. What else could have been done more properly? I'll give it to you like this. You wonder where they're going to go with Morrissey. Where would they really go with Morrissey? I truly believe they need to do a special match with Morrissey and Brian Myers to make this mean something. If they do not, it makes no sense. Now, mind you, I'm not going to say it's going to be the most amazing thing, but you must make it mean something. You just gave Morrissey a moment to say in the opening of the show, I'm now sober, and I thank you all. If you don't do anything with it, it was freaking stupid. Now, we did not see anything Ziggy Dice. We did not see anything from Johnny Swinger where they were supposed to be doing something with them and they're not even on the show. There was no point in ever doing the storyline with them if you weren't going to make them mean something. They just fed them, like I said, over to the Good Brothers, which kind of goes over to Honor No More and the Bullet Club. What the hell are we going to do with them? It means something with Bullet Club. It means something with Honor No More. They better do something. The question is, what? I am worried they will not do something correctly. But that is just a worry, not a hatred. Overall, what I'm saying here, production is bullshit. Some of the show's stuff here didn't make a lot of sense. And I know a lot of people are not interested in Caleb with a K. Right now, I'd rather see Caleb go back to being suicide and actually go insane. But it is what they're showing. But as I said earlier, I am still doing these Impact reviews because I love the damn thing. And if anybody says, go watch something else, you're stupid to actually think I'm going to stop because you said, kiss my black ass. I'm doing this because I love Impact. I'm saying this because Impact needs to stop being what it is. Whether it was Lance Storm who's been doing the stupid camera work, who decided instead of making the venue look like something, it looks like some generic piece of shit place. That the sound was bad, the camera work was bad, the lighting should have been greater. The storylines should be more better. People say they're not too happy what's going on with Josh and Moose. Well, guess what? If they can't write very well, this is what you get. Even though Moose is looking really good, and Josh at least balances out. Where's all the other good stories? There are none. Because Impact can't write. These are things that are concerns that a real wrestling fan wants to accept. A real wrestling fan, like myself, who is giving an honest opinion, giving you fairness in this video, what was decent, what was good, what you might like, what you might not like, and what is going wrong with this product as it stands, being owned by Anthem. But even as it's being owned by Anthem, it's not being run by Anthem because of how production's being done. I state this again. Anthem owns it, but they don't run it. And it doesn't make a difference if it's a $1 billion company, as many people kept pointing to me saying, Anthem's a $1 billion company. Hell, Anthem could probably buy out WWE. Really? No. But the point is, Anthem may be a $1 billion company, but they chose not to sack everyone who is running production and bring people in. They have not done that. They did not sack the writers for the creative team. They did not sack any of the management. They didn't sack any one of the trainers. If they were the issue, they never got rid of them because they're still there since they bought them. So see this, listen, tweet it to them, say, hey guys, you don't even have to mention me. I'm asking you not to mention me. In fact, say how you feel. If you understand what I'm saying, you say to Impact and say, hey, Impact, you need to improve your camera work, your lighting, and anything else with your production. There's something wrong. There's something wrong with production. Why are you not getting anywhere? How come you can't even break 200,000? Why can't you do it? You're on cable network with Access TV. Why can't you break 200,000 or 250,000? Why? It can't be because you're not putting on good shows, or is it? Something's wrong. You don't have to mention me. I'm not asking to be mentioned. Not because I may get no money. I get no money from anybody. And if you do think it, kiss my black ass. I make no damn money. I'm a disabled mixed black Puerto Rican that got no damn money who's 51 years old. I don't get anything. I'm only doing this because I love wrestling and I want to show you guys respect. And yes, I'm telling you guys off. I know many of you saying, motherfucker, you actually are telling us off, but then you say you care about us. Yes, because I've been saying this for not 1 week, not 1 month, not 10 months. I've been saying this for more than 4 straight years. I've been saying the same thing. And if anyone knows I've been telling the truth, leave a comment below and tell people. Look at the comments that people leave me. I'm not saying that there's many. But if anyone says, you really don't know what you're saying. If anyone's seen me longer than 4 years, you know I've been saying the same thing about production, about waiting and see how things will change if they do or not. So I'm just saying this because I care. And if you don't believe me, you know what? Taking away from me cursing or being disrespectful, if you really believe that I just don't get it, don't watch what I'm doing. Find someone that you agree with. Yes, I'm now being respectful now, even though I'm saying kiss my black ass. But I'm just being honest to you guys because no one seems to want to listen. They want to say, well, it was never bad. People on Twitter don't think it's bad. Well, guess what? They don't want to listen because they'll just go with what's in front of them. Isn't that what they do with WWE? That's why people have been getting angry about WWE. Huh? People get angry at WWE for not making things better. And you get even more angry at fans that just go with it because it's all they know. You think Impact is not the same as WWE? You think you think WWE is exclusive for people who are sheep? I'm not a sheep. I can see what's going on, and I'm going to tell you what it is. If you don't like me, like I said, don't watch. Watch something that'll make you happy. But I'm going to tell you it how it is. I'm giving you the truth of the presentation of a wrestling company that should be better than it is. I'm just saying. Peace.